Welcome back, everyone. This is Jarenitis bringing you Feed the Beast 1.6. Today we are starting on episode 108. 108. I am here at Honeycomb Hideout. I was just watching things work a little bit. So, I just want to make sure that things continue to function and continue to flow through. Everything seems to be going quite well. Over here we are up to 77,000 oily propolis, but we are down to 6,253 petroleum propolis. Okay, the petroleum propolis is starting to get used up, and as best I can figure, the petroleum propolis is being taken up because we're not processing oil fast enough. Basically, we are squeezing oil every now and then, but see, it's not running now. It's waiting for it to go down a little more, and then it uses it again as it goes down, and it brings it back up. Okay, so I believe we're going to have to put more refineries on the other side. At least I think so. Let's jump through over here and watch. Where did I put these? That's right over here. Yeah, see, these are running pretty much full pace, and they're not filling this up. So we probably need to add a couple of refineries. So we're going to need, let's add 2 more refineries just for fun. Okay, how about now? Thank you. What? Okay, fine. I can take care of that. No big deal. Doesn't take much to make these, and I've got plenty of excess stuff. I don't want to take a chance of it running out. Even if it uses up all those fuel or the refined propolis, or whatever the stupid things were called, I can't remember now. Whatever those things are called, if it uses up all that, it'll still use that to supplement it from time to time. But at that point, the fuel tank over at the liquid storage room will start to empty. And eventually it will get empty, and then when it gets empty, we will have no more, we won't have enough fuel to keep things running at maximum capacity. As it is right now, we're running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 boilers, so it's kind of a big thing. Let's see. Fluid duct, a linking book that I don't know where it goes anymore, and we also need some redstone energy conduit to run over to these. So yeah, this should just take a second. We'll add these in. Let's see. Yep, right there and right there. Oh yeah, that'll work out rather nicely. And then we should just be able to go boom, boom, and there we go. Oh, except for I need to put some servos to pull the fuel out of those. So, little side note in the whole upgrade department. That, and that, that, and that. There we go. Cool, so now these are... Wow, those are actually seemingly running at full pace too. We'll have to give it some time to see if it actually builds up at all or if it starts to slow down. Because basically what will happen is these will, it'll fill up, the ender tank will stay full, the fluid ducts will fill up, then these will fill up, and then they'll slow down and only produce as much as is absolutely necessary. I actually am very surprised that it's they're all running at full bore. I'm not even seeing it start to build up at all. Maybe I finally went one step too far. Nah! You can't go too far, are you kidding me? Besides, I've got enough oily propolis to last me probably the rest of the series. But it's still not the oily propolis, it's the actual fuel. The fact is, I may have to add more refineries. That may be what has to happen here. As strange as that may sound. And the thing is, I don't think I have the space right here. I'd have to, Ooh, I would. Yeah, I'd have to take out that bellows. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't. I could just run things down around the side here. It wouldn't necessarily be pretty, but it would be functional. You know what? Let's just for the fun of it, we're gonna do that real quick. Let me go ahead and do this, and I'll be back in just a minute once we get this all made up, since I'm gonna have to do it, and then we'll discuss what we're gonna be doing this episode. Be right back. And we're back. Alright, so I went ahead and set up those extra refineries down in the basement. Now they're working full time. When I doubled those refineries, it turns out that I would have to then double the squeezers on the other side at Honeycomb Hideout. So I went ahead and repurposed the honey squeezer and repurposed it to be a oily propolis squeezer. So now it is doing that as well. So I went ahead and filled in over top of the old Honeycomb Hideout with clear glass. It's very nice, I think. And I kind of... It's weird not having Honeycomb Hideout here. So we're gonna get into something different and new to distract me from Honeycomb Hideout being missing. We're going to finally use these daggum Billund order forms. We've been running across these things for the last 105 episodes. I think we found our first one. We got it off of one of our monster spawns in episode 2 or 3. And by God, I intend to use one. So when we get one of these things, we right-click. When we right-click, it says Billund order form. I have 512 of 0 emeralds. Okay. Now, the reason it says this is because I have emeralds in my inventory. Okay, I knew it cost emeralds, so I went ahead and got them out of the ME system before we got started here. Okay, now here we can order the starter pack, and we click the starter pack, it will show that it costs 7 emeralds. Okay, so we're going to place an order for the starter pack. Now that we've placed that order, we should just wait a second, and we should see at some point... Let's fly up here and see if we can't catch it in the air so we know where it's coming from. There it is. Basically, when you order these from the Billund order form, it spawns in a entity.billund.airdrop. Something or another. There we go. Entity.billund.airdrop.name. Actually, that's kind of curious. Is it actually an entity? Can I kill it? No. Okay, so anyway, that's really cool. It actually sends it down on a little parachute with a chest. When it gets close enough to the ground, it will go ahead and drop, and when it drops, it's actually the item entity, or the item itself. Okay, so when we get into here, we have the basic Lego pieces, and that's really what this is. It's Legos. But, you know, you can't really say Legos. It's Billund. Billund is important. So there's various different things. We're going to go ahead and order one of each of these. Every time you order one, you'll have to back out using escape, and then you'll be able to right-click and order the next piece. Okay? So the other thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and order some more starter packs, because I think that they are going to have what I want most of all right now. So we're going to go ahead and order a couple more starter packs, because what's the worst that can happen? Alright, cool. So now, here comes a box. And another box. Come on. I know there's more of you up there. And another box. Another box! So anyway, they all airdrop in like this. There's nothing really super special about each individual one, other than each one has a different set of pieces. Okay, they single pieces, double pieces, triple pieces. These are the quadruples. These are the short quadruples, and of course, then the side-by-side squares and so on and so forth. So they all just continue to go on, and ooh, here comes a bunch more. All right, cool. So I'm not gonna need any of this stuff. But it's cool to show you that you have all these different colors available. There's a lot of creative things that you can do here. Okay, we shouldn't need any more than this, so let's go ahead and put the emeralds up and the Billund order form up. And we're going to go ahead and take out the stuff that I'm not going to use. As a matter of fact, I think I'm only going to use a certain amount of any of these. Give me just a second. I'm going to sort these out and pick up what I want and put the other stuff into the ME system. And I'll be back in just a minute. Alrighty, we're back. Now that I've got those cleaned up a little bit, we've got what we want here, I am going to go ahead and start playing with Legos. Yes, I'm going to play with Legos. Skip the episode if you want to. I have no objection to you doing so, but I'm going to build Legos for the rest of this episode. Because reasons. I wonder if the builder's wand... That would be interesting if the builder's wand actually worked here. Let's see. Nope, builder's wand doesn't doesn't register. Oh well, it was worth a try. So basically, I don't like the idea of Honeycomb Hideout being gone. Honeycomb Hideout has resided here for a very long time. And in honor of Honeycomb Hideout being moved, we're going to rebuild it. On this very spot. This is going to be very boring and tiresome. And I don't care. Y'all can hate it if you want to. But because Legos are Legos, or Billund is Billund, I can do this, and I'm going to do this. It won't take all that long, really. As you can see, I'm making it a very small scale model. I actually considered going back over to Honeycomb Hideout and getting the exact number. And getting, you know, Honeycomb Hideout was this many bricks, this many square bricks wide. And this many square bricks long. And building it to scale. And even having the top part of it be partially cut away so that you could look down inside there and have tiny little bee huts with the stuff on them. I thought that would be actually quite hilarious. But then I decided that that would take like a whole bunch of time and be really boring stuff to watch. Or I would have to spend a whole bunch of time building just so I could say, look what I made, and then still have like all kinds of stuff to do. So that being the case, we decided to build it a little bit on the small side. No crap. So yes, I am in a game of blocks, playing with blocks. Does anyone see the irony in that? There is quite a bit of irony there. Anyway, the point of the matter is that if you actually wanted to, with the Billund mod, with these Legos, you could actually go ahead and build pretty much anything your heart desires. I could build a replica of my base. I could use the green blocks and build my base over here in a smaller form. I could use this to shape up a dragon if I had the kind of imagination where I could actually envision that and then build it. I mean, I could build any number of things. I could build my fluid tanks all over again. I could even have them be full of fluid. I could build a model replica of myself. And I thought about doing that. I really thought about doing that, but ultimately I really didn't think I would be capable of pulling it off. I didn't think I would be able to make it look right. Wow, this is going to take more bricks than I thought. Alright, I'm I'm going to finish building this, and I'll be back in just a minute when we get Honeycomb Hideout rebuilt. And then I've got something really fun we're going to get started on, but probably not be able to finish this episode. But I'm going to spend a little bit of time doing this because I want it here. So I'll be back in just a minute. And there we have it. Honeycomb Hideout is rebuilt. All hail Honeycomb Hideout. It is now slightly smaller. Doesn't take me nearly as much to get on the roof as it used to. But we have a miniature Honeycomb Hideout. It's good to have it back. Alright, that was all fun and good, but now we're going to get on to something a little bit more interesting, I think. We're going to go back and we're going to play with something that we started out with a little while ago. If you remember a couple episodes back, we went running through the fields, picking up all the different flowers and plants that have been added recently. Okay? Specifically, the ones that were added were the pneumatic craft plants. Okay? These plants are a royal pain in the butt. I'll tell you what, it would actually be easier if you have a Mystcraft dimension to just walk through and try to collect them at the Mystcraft dimension, because trying to automate the planting and harvesting of these things is so horribly annoying. Like, amazingly annoying. Like, really badly annoying. But we're going to persevere because we need to. Alright, so check it out. There are 14 different types of seeds, okay? You have the slime plant seeds. You have the rain plant seeds, the ender plant seeds, the lightning plant seeds, the burst plant seeds, the potion plant seeds, the repulsion plant seeds, the chopper plant seeds, propulsion, did we already hit propulsion? No, potion, propulsion plant seeds, flying flower seeds, helium plant seeds, creeper plant seeds, fire plant seeds, and squid plant seeds. Okay? Almost all of these can be found in the overworld. Okay, the squid plant seeds are going to be found out over water, and the other seeds are going to be found in generally just other places. Specifically, creeper plant seeds can be dropped from creepers. Squid plant seeds can be dropped from squid. The ender plant seeds can be dropped not necessarily by killing an enderman, but they can actually be dropped just by damaging an enderman. He can actually drop them off them from being damaged. And let's see, other than that, you have the helium plant seeds. As you can see here, it says the soil required is netherrack, so you might figure that you find them in the nether, and you do. And of course, the other one that you find in the nether is the fire flower seeds, which would make sense considering, you know, fire flower, nether, and so on. Okay, so we're going to need netherrack for the fire flower seeds, and we're going to need netherrack for the helium plant seeds. So let's see, I have this room here that I built specifically for this purpose, and now we're going to go ahead and make use of it. So let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course it lags, so I lose track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we're going to need 10 of each for each one, so that's going to be 20 netherrack. And we're just going to grab a stack because I'm just that guy. Alright, so we're going to grab my wand because it makes it easier than digging and replacing. And we're going to equal trade out those. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and also equal trade out up here. Well, why the roof, you might ask? Well, the roof is necessary, unfortunately, because this is going to be the helium plant seeds. The helium plant seeds, as you might figure, are... Wow, that was a lot rougher than I thought it would be. Thank you. Alright, anyway, the helium plant seeds are helium. I completely baffled myself by knocking a hole in the floor that easily. Anyway, so let's see. We don't need that or that. Okay, so we're going to start out with the fire flower seeds just because we don't have that many of them. And the fun part about these seeds is that you can't plant them. You can right-click all you want and nothing is going to happen. Okay, as it says right here, press Q to plant seed. Okay, well, if anybody knows anything, Q actually throws... Hey, quit that. By the way, don't throw these on anything but netherrack. They're on netherrack What's the problem? Or is it because I have my magnet on? Let's see. Magnet off. There we go. Thank you. That's much better. I don't appreciate being set on fire. So anyway, you throw them down by pressing Q, because Q is the drop item command. Okay, so we're going to just toss these out here, and they will, after they sit there for a certain period of time, automatically plant themselves. And, of course, set you on fire, because why not? Yes, I know, it landed on dirt. Get over it. And pop. There we go. So now we have fire plant seeds. Fire plant seeds. The next one now only leaves us with 16 left, so we're going to need to make sure we take care of these, because flying around the nether looking for these things is not fun. Actually, even considering the fact that I have, all the ultimate armor and stuff, that even then it's still not fun. Okay, the next one is helium plant seeds. It also says that you have to plant them in netherrack, and you press Q to plant. So being helium, they fly upwards. And of course, we're going to toss them, and they're going to land on the ceiling, and they should plant themselves on the ceiling. And yes, this can be very annoying to do because they do try to move around. And there we go. So now we have our first set of nether seeds planted. Okay, next thing, we don't have very many ender plant seeds either. So let's go ahead, and it's going to require end stone to plant these. So let's go ahead and grab some end stone. We've got plenty, and we shouldn't need any more netherrack. And let's also grab some bone meal. I'm going to show you guys what these plants actually do when they actually are ready to be harvested. And we're going to go ahead and put these right next to this one because reasons. Alright, now here's where it becomes tricky. Right now I want to plant these here, but I have to kind of try to toss them exactly right so that they'll plant. If I overshoot them or undershoot them, they'll just sit there, as you can see. So that's why these plants are particularly annoying to try to deal with. And if you stand too close, they go back in your inventory before they actually plant. So what we're probably going to wind up doing is we're going to probably try to find a way to automate these. But from what I understand, this is like the hardest plant to automate, because none of the farms are going to work right, because you can't tell it to... you can't use the planters because they plant in the same way as you would plant a normal crop, through right-clicking and automated right-clicking. So you can't use the MFR planter. You can't use golems to harvest them because, well, actually no. What would happen with golems? Would a harvesting golem be smart enough to actually do it back right? That's a good question. So, as you can see, we're growing this continuously, but what you don't realize is that if you look around, there are ender plant seeds now everywhere. Instead of just popping seeds up, or the plant harvesting and getting seeds, when it gets to full size, it just tosses a seed out into some random location. It actually teleports them out. So we can actually stand here and bone meal these, but the fact is that we're going to wind up with seeds pretty much everywhere. Now that's not that bad a thing because we can actually just walk around and pick these up. So that won't actually be the end of the world. And this might be the way I choose to do this just because, there's not going to be a huge need for extremely large amounts of these, and we can just let them go on their own. Okay, so that's how these happen. Okay, next thing is the fire flowers. When we get done bone mealing the fire flowers, they catch fire and then spit seeds out. If the seeds land anywhere but on netherrack, as you can see, they start a fire. And in the process of starting said fire, the seeds are destroyed. So the problem with that is that the seeds are going to get destroyed in the fire that spawns them unless they happen to land back in the same location as the plant that spit them out, or on top of a plant that is in the same spot. So as you can see, that's not really getting me very far. These can grow all they want to, but then you wind up with seeds that you can't really pick up. Okay, but the plus side to this is we can actually force these to not have this issue. We can actually keep them here. But we'll get to that probably next episode. Anyway, we're almost out of time, so let me just go ahead and hit up a little bit more here. The helium plants, when you get them to full growth, now, like I said, this is all bone mealing. They will get to this stage on their own without bone meal assistance. But I'm doing it just to show you guys how they happen. So when they get to the full size, what they wind up doing is spitting seeds out. As you can see, there's seeds going everywhere. And of course, they float back up to the surface. But because they can't actually get anywhere, they just kind of hang out because there's nowhere for them to automatically plant. So I wind up with extra helium plant seeds that way. Okay, so we can actually leave this alone, and we will wind up with helium plant seeds popping out there. And we will wind up with fire flower seeds popping out there. The ender plant seeds, again, they're going to teleport out. And that is something we're going to have to deal with, trying to figure out how to deal with them teleporting. Because we don't really want them teleporting all over the place. But as you can see, the difficulties of these is it's so much easier just to bone meal what you need to bone meal and be done with it. On the plus, did those teleport upstairs? Oh no, they're over here. Okay, I was about to say, if they teleported all the way upstairs, I'd be really impressed. Annoyed, but really impressed. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and continue to have a bunch of these various plants. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and plant a whole bunch of these different seeds, and we're going to go ahead and start getting extra seeds because these are going to be needed for different things in Pneumaticraft. So until next time, this is Jeronitis signing off on episode 108. In between episodes, I'm going to try to figure out how to automate these things. There's such a hardship in trying to get these things to automate correctly. And there's so many different versions of the seeds. I may just, realistically, I may just go out and and harvest seeds off from the outside because actually trying to keep these straight is amazingly annoying. You know what? Just because we're gonna do one or two more really fun ones. Where's a really fun one? Sort these through. Let's see. Propulsion. Yeah, sure. Let's do propulsion. Potion. Do not use potion plant seeds. It's very hazardous. And creeper. Yes, let's do creeper. Creepers will be fun. Y'all will like creepers. Let's do this real quick. So, propulsion plant seeds go here. And yes, you did just see that. Because when you toss them, they maintain their momentum and will go flying off to parts unknown. I don't even know where that one just went. Where did that one just go? Did it go all the way to the corner? Yay. So as you can see, planting these, not exactly the easiest thing to do. Why isn't that one planting? It's in the right spot. Whichever. So now we'll go ahead and toss a couple creeper plant seeds out, just because. And they should auto-plant. Okay, none of these are auto-planting. I think I may have run into a server problem. Okay, maybe I should have signed off when I had the chance. Okay, Jeronitis signing off, episode 108. Like me if you like me. Subscribe if you want to see what craziness I get into next. And remember to help spread the gaming.